Hello and welcome to Old Stuff Show. Old Stuff Show is a series of videos that I put up on YouTube under the Old Stuff series. And in this case, we're looking at a unique collection of sports memorabilia. You might want to check my other videos on there as well. Um, Today we're going to just point out give you a few tips about collecting, and if you're a serious sports collector, probably you already know a lot of this. But anyways, I'll share with you some of the things that I've found, and one of the things that I think is important is our autographs, and authenticating autographs, of course, is important. But if you find a sports a piece of memorabilia that has an original autograph, then that certainly gives it some value. So I focus on trying to find stuff like that. For example, and I don't have these, I've sold them, but a good example are the two books that I discovered recently. One signed by Paul Henderson and one signed by Vladislav Tretiak, and both autographed and both authenticated. So on the one hand, right in the one book, you've got Paul Henderson, who scored the big goal in 1972 against Tretiak in the Canada-Russia series. And then right next to it, I had the book signed by Tretiak. So these two together are a natural pair, and to find them is pretty unusual, but I did do that, and it was kind of neat to have them and to see them. I pulled together here a few examples. These happen to be Toronto Maple Leaf things. If you're not a Maple Leaf fan, excuse me, but anyways, the point will be made here. And so, in terms of books, I have further example of a book. This one happens to be a Daryl Sittler book, and personalized autograph. Daryl Sittler autograph are fairly common, but still in the collection of items, that book will add to it. And then to further explain this whole idea of having a little grouping of things, happened to find this flag, and two autographs there, which have been authenticated. One at the top, the captain, Matthews, and one underneath, Mitch Marner, and both have been authenticated, but here they are together on a flag. They're no longer play together. Marner is a bit of a controversial person today, and to have them on this flag and as an authenticated piece of memorabilia is kind of special. So the more unusual I would believe the items, the more value in some ways you have it. This is another kind of interesting piece. This is Doug Gilmour, who later became the captain of Toronto Maple Leafs. This is a hardcover big poster, but if you focus in on it, there's his autograph right on the bottom corner there. And in this time, he was assistant captain. But again, to have something that's part of a grouping with autographs gives it a little bit of value. This one doesn't have an autograph, but still, Potvin, the Leaf goalie, is still could be part of the collection just to put it all together. You can add things to all of this. You can add, for example, flags. I have a Maple Leaf flag here. You can add another little sweater. This is a children's sweater. You can add support books that aren't necessarily autographed, but you can add it as a bulk part of a collection to give it a little more interest. And in the hockey world, there's a lot of things that people are looking for. The more unusual, the better. This particular ticket stub here is interesting. It's Matthew Tkachuk when he played for the London Knights and was a member of their Memorial Cup team. Now everyone knows about Matthew Tkachuk in today's world, and here's a junior ticket of him as a Memorial Cup winner with the London Knights. And with him today, he's a little bit controversial. That's kind of an interesting thing to have. In terms of ticket stubs, with the digital world today, ticket stubs are not used today. So by having old copies of old ticket stubs or old tickets, unused tickets, that's kind of another niche in terms of collecting things. You can also find, older hockey magazines. Like there's the older the better, and the more interesting the players, the better they're collectible. As I said, the more unusual items are things that are looked for. This is kind of interesting. This is the old Cleveland Barons. It's actually a Christmas card. I can't open it up, but inside is a picture of the team and printed autographs of the team, and that's the Christmas card they send out. So collectors, and there's some pretty recognizable names that were on that team. That makes it interesting as well. So there's a lot of teams that no longer exist, and if you have collectibles from them, that's always good too. So that's something that people want to find and look for. So anything that you can put in a grouping, as I've just showed you here, that kind of can be dispersed if you're selling as a collection, and autographs make the collection even more valuable. And the more unique the items, the more valuable the collection is at the same time. So for me, it's the hunt. I like finding things. I'm out there looking all over the place, and every once in a while I bump into things that are a little bit different. And I just put them aside and put them together to make a package of things that would eventually I'll sell them as a package, and it would be just unique, and unique is the key word. You can do the same with baseball items. You could do, there's all kinds of little collections you can put together, and I have some baseball cards that have autographs, original autographs, so it's again just a matter of taking your time and putting things together, putting them aside for a while until you get something together that's quite interesting. So the thing about collecting today for the sports collector, most of these sports collectors are very picky. So they have a lot of things in one particular category, and they're looking only really for the most unusual things that they don't have. So that's always a problem. And the typical sports collector doesn't want to pay a lot for what they're buying too. So none of these things are worth a whole bunch of money, but it's just something that you can put together and make it interesting, and you never know. People may have a need for one or two particular items in the grouping. So I hope you learned something. I like to put these videos together. I have quite a few under the Old Stuff Show umbrella. So this one will be under Old Stuff Show, unique sports collectible collection and unique sports collection. And if you want to look at it again, you can do that. I have some other ones that relate to sports, but I have about 160 some videos, so you have to kind of look on and see what you can find on there. There's lots of great things to look at. So thanks for your time, and hope again you learned something, and hope to talk to you again sometime. Bye for now.